Welcome to another segment with Dave and myself, and today we're going to talk about something we shouldn't have to be talking about. But we're going to talk about it anyway because some of you have no brain. Some of you have no brain. You have no brain.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm hard. I don't know how to express my emotions well. I'm still working on that. You know, it's one of those paradigms. You know, I'm still trying to get in touch with a female side I never had. So I mean, you know, I'm looking for it. All right. Some of you don't have a brain. You don't. You follow whatever television land tells you. TV says, "Oh, now you women are notorious for this." I'm not saying you don't have a brain. Well, some of you don't, but anyway, you guys are the most easiest to impress with glitter, glamour, and vanity. You know, you watch a show and it says that you got to wear a bra that's this big, and you got to have a belly this flat, and you got to have an arse so tight, and you got to smell a certain way, and you got to use a certain tampon. You know, and you believe this stuff. You know, you believe that you got to be proportioned to some 15 or 16-year-old on TV. Oh, I need to look like that, you know, and you just anatomically you're not even built that way. So guys are dumb on some levels too in regard to not so much the vanity part, not that type of vanity, I should say. The vain thing they're more caught up in is, you know, muscles and willies and whatever, you know, and they get caught up in that stuff, or the image of a car and three-piece suit and women falling all over the place. And this is the illusion. This is the matrix. This is the bullshit that they promote. This is what's considered to be successful, or this is considered to be the status quo, and it's not a reality. Now we're talking about vaccines because that's what we're going to talk about. There is no reality to vaccines. Like I said, the board in California, whoever made the laws in California for its mandatory vaccines, should be impeached, by putting it mildly. I don't want to really, can't really say what I want to say, because then Dave will say, you know, you need to be more expressive with your feelings, and I can't do that.
No, say it. I'm curious.
That'll get us both shot. Seriously, they need to be put on a rowboat. Okay, we'll put it this way: a rowboat in the middle of the ocean, and a torpedo out of nowhere comes and hits the boat. That's how I think, anyway. Let me read to you about some of the wonderful components in vaccines. And you have to remember, the vaccines today are using nano delivery methodology. This doesn't just go into a tissue. This is going right straight smack into the DNA. Now, I will make one other comment real quick. Before you vaccinate your child, before you even think of vaccinating your child, I want you to take the shot. I want you to take the vaccine. Bend over, grab your ankles, let them just jab your arse really good and hard with that vaccine. Or roll up the sleeve and have them just put it in there, boy, in their way, and just you take the vaccine. Okay? So then you can feel what your child is going to feel. Okay? You can now feel your DNA coming unglued. The CDC had sites, had pictorial sites, they took them off. With the side effects that some of these children have faced, their skin came undone. Some were just completely mutated. Heads were swollen and distorted, you know. Complete mutations. Yeah, and it was on the
CDC, but I thought this was like pro-vaccine.
Yeah, but they were by law were supposed to put on both sides of the equation. Yeah,
wow. Okay.
But they took the pictures off because they were too hideous. Because if anybody had seen those pictures,
they wouldn't have dreamed of. Yeah,
the vaccine would not have been a reality. Okay, jeez. So don't think your government is there to protect you. We don't have any protection in Canada either. We got a bunch of idiots running the country in regards to that. as well.
I wonder if any of those pictures still exist somewhere.
Oh, if you can find them on an archive, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are brutally upsetting. If you were to look at that, I mean, and everybody in California should be looking at those pictures before you jump into, oh yeah, I'm gonna. No, you from now on, I think this is, and I think it's in all fairness, if you want to vaccine your child, because see, after a while you guys come see me and say, hey, my son, yeah, give him a shot now, he's, you know, my daughter, so why the hell did you give him the shot in the first place? Yeah. Well, they talked me into it. Don't be, this is what I'm saying, you're impressed, the impression's bullshit. Oh, he doesn't get the shot, he's going to die of some. Oh, he's going to get infected. Oh, shit, not going to happen unless he's got poor hygiene practices.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny because we took our little guy to the hospital. The doctor's just like, so what vaccines? Is he up to speed and everything? I said, nope. And he's just, what do you mean no? I said, no, we're not vaccinating. And it became
a dispute?
Yeah. He from that point he just treated us like a whole different type of animal, whole different type of parent.
I would have told him, take a long walk off a short dock with an anchor tied around your neck and chuck you farley on the way down. Alrighty. The adenovirus. This is what's got in it. This is why some of you are diabetic today. How many of you born in the 50s? My generation. You notice our generation is being taken out of the equation very quickly. All of a sudden, anyone from 1950 to 1960 is coming unglued fast. This is why. Because this bullshit they put into us back in the 50s. Alrighty. In here, on the adenovirus, we're going to put sucrose, D-mannose. Oh, sugar. D-fructose, dextrose. This is bypassing everything. So you can imagine what's happening to the pancreas. It's doing flip-flops. Potassium phosphate, again, to deliver into the cells. Plasdone C, anhydrous lactose, more sugar. Microcrystalline cellulose. Oh, cellulose. DNA disruptor. Nano builder. Yes, let's get some in there. Polacrylin potassium. Magnesium stearate. Now, you guys have been hearing a lot of bad things about magnesium stearate. I cannot find any evil about magnesium stearate. All magnesium stearate is a stearic acid with magnesium. So these doctors are coming out saying magnesium stearate is a blah. All it is tallow. And your heart uses stearic acid to function, and it uses magnesium. So when I see magnesium stearate in a pill, I don't get too concerned about magnesium stearate. I do, on the other hand, get concerned about soy, aluminum, titanium dioxide. Since we're getting titanium dioxide and aluminum coming down on us from the sky, I do get alarmed with the polymers material they're using now, because those polymers don't break it down in the body, and then they accumulate and attach themselves to your system. That I'm more concerned about. That was a big distraction in this industry to get everyone away from magnesium stearate. Oh, magnesium stearate, you're the evil, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, you got all this other shit in the vitamins that shouldn't be there, causing problems in your gut, causing problems in your system. You know, vitamins should be very simply a vitamin or a component with some sort of not neutralizing agent, but an agent to keep it from breaking down. Okay, let me continue here. Oh, look at this. Acetate phthalate. Oh man, an endocrine disruptor. Let's just get the estrogen way off the map. Alcohol, acetone, brain damage. Ooh. Castor oil, FNDC, yellow number 6. Let's talk asthma. Ooh. Kids having problems with breathing? Maybe it's the shot you gave them. You injected them with shit that's causing them these problems. Aluminum lake. Oh, aluminum. Brain. Let's get some more into you. Human serum albumin. Oh my gosh. Aborted baby material. Yes. Get it in there, boy. In there. Way in. Yes. Get it in.
What did they call it, though?
Oh, there's more than one name for it. Human serum albumin. Fetal bovine serum. Fetal bovine serum. Cow stuff. Woman cow. Sodium bicarbonate. Human diploid. More aborted baby stuff. Oh yeah, let's get it in there.
Jesus.
That's in the adenovirus. Let's say there's only one vaccine that doesn't have all this shit in it. That's yellow fever vaccine, and all it's got in it is the egg and gelatin material. I don't know how that works in the body. I think that's more placebo than anything else, but anyway, it can stimulate an egg allergy. Oh, let's look at hepatitis B, shall we? Because they make all the kids in the teenage years go get a hepatitis B shot. Oh, let's take a look here. Formaldehyde. Oh, embalming fluid. Yes, get it in. Woo. Glutaraldehyde, aluminum hydroxide, aluminum phosphate. Oh man, we are putting phosphorus with aluminum. That just goes through you like a lightning on water. Phew. Takes it right into the brain, baby. Kids' brains go, ooh. Then you wonder why your kid's a wee bit slow or a little bit irritated or agitated all the time. Because they got metal in the brain. Oh, get it in them. Let's see here. Lactoalbumin hydrosolate, polysorbate 80. Oh my gosh. That's another one that's cancer causing when it's done that way. Neomycin sulfate, that's an antibiotic. Polymyxin B, yeast protein, calf serum. We even got some formaldehyde, more formaldehyde. See what else we got here. Casein. Oh, monkey kidney cells. Woo! That's just altered the genetic code of your child. Like I said, you should take the shot first. If you're going to sacrifice your offspring, your bloodline, that is your affair. But I think in all fairness, before you infect them with the pain that you're going to inflict them with, I think you, as a parent, should take the shot. Why not? You're the parent. Mm-hmm. What's waiting for your children?
I wonder if doctors would administer it to an adult. Because if they got it before, they're going to try and talk them out of it. Even if someone was willing to do it.
Well, I don't know, but it's. I mean, I'm pointing it out there that if you're
it's an interesting analogy.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. But if you're that bloody stupid, this is what I said. No brain. No brain. You gotta have no brain. Okay, and this is not something I am making up. This comes from the excipients included in U.S. vaccines by vaccine. Okay, this is an actual government report. This is the real McCoy. I think the people in California need to... this is the one thing about the government of the United States. The American government was the best government ever set up on the planet. Ever. But it has a strong weakness. A very strong weakness. The three branches of government are not the balancing act of the government. They are the government. Where the government is balanced off is when the people of America get involved with the government. It's the government of the people and for the people. If the people don't get involved with the government, you have a rogue government because you're the check and balance. That's how that system was designed. Okay, and for you to make any changes in America, because whatever happens in America gets exported out all over the world. We get it in Canada firsthand. Boom! And some of the things that go on in America that we feel isn't very nice. So I think the American public needs to be aware of the fact that your government, you are the check and balance to the American government. And if you don't do anything about what's going on, and you come up with this bullshit, well, what could I do? I mean, what am I going to do? How am I going to... One voice is added to many voices. And before you know it, you have a lobbying group. Okay? So don't come up with this crap, because if you do nothing and you sit there on your back, and I'm not talking just about Americans here, I'm talking about globally, all over across the planet. If you sit there and say nothing when you have the opportunity to make the change, then you are agreeing with the policy. That's how it works. You say nothing, it's an agreement. You are agreeing to allow your bloodlines to be sacrificed with this shit. That's what's going on. Okay, let me go on to the next one. I mean, because we got a lot of them here. I mean, we got 4 pages of this stuff.
Just as a heads up, for some reason, something came up on my thing. We got 19 minutes.
Okay.
We got to fit it in. 19.
Okay, I'll get this around real quick. All right. We're going to give you another hepatitis, HIV Hep B shot. Oh, I swear to God, I think they're trying to kill you guys with this thing. Okay, you got yeast. Okay. You even got vitamin B3 in there. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. This produces your DNA. Hemin chloride. Soy peptone. Oh, we got a soy peptone in there. Let's get that soy in ya. Why not? With all the glyphosates they're putting on there and all the nanoparticles, get it in ya. Oh, yeah. Dextrose, mineral salts, amino acids, formaldehyde, potassium aluminum sulfate. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. More aluminum. Amorphous aluminum hydroxyphosphate. I mean, this is just brain damage all the way around. Sodium borate. That's phenol, ethanol, enzymes, and detergent. We're just going right into the fat. bypassing the blood-brain barrier, you know, and going right directly to the brain. Do not say go, do not collect $200, and we're just going to take you out. Yum. Oh, get that vaccine in you. Let's go with the HPV. Whew. So they got vitamins, amino acids, lipids, mineral salts, aluminum hydroxide, more aluminum, sodium dihydrogen phosphate, dehydrate, 3-0 deacetyl 4-monophospholipid. Basically, they got some sort of acidic acid with some phosphorus, probably a lecithin of some kind. Insect cell. We're putting insects into our young women. Lovely. Oh, insects. Get it in ya. I just had this thing. There it is. Where did I lose it? Oh, bacterial and viral protein. Bacterial and viral protein. That's pretty tells you the same thing, that again, we're infecting. These are not protecting anything. These are bypassing. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor this much, you know, because they did take a photo of these things. Now, they made a comment, and I'm going to act on this comment. When you read this material, and if it's gone a little too fast for you, because I know some of you, you know, have got your vaccines and your brain is just not connected like it should be, then what you do is pause the video, read it, move it on. For those of you who are English challenged, you're from Europe or from other parts of the world, send me an email on it. I don't know how to put a PDF on my webpage. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I will send you the information and you can translate it to your language. I think everybody in the world should see this, okay? And get a copy of this. In Canada, same thing. We have no business injecting anything to any child. These injections that we had when we were kids back in the 50s, this is why so many of us in the 50s are coming unglued, because of this genetic crap they put inside of us. And today's times, with all the nano crap we're dealing with, the last thing you want is to put something in there that will assemble itself inside the body, creating a major disturbance. It's a time bomb. Okay? By the time they're 5 or 6 years old, they're already starting to break down. By the time they're in their teenage years, they're obese, or they got all these other issues going on because you've disrupted their thyroid, you've disrupted their pancreas, you've disrupted the hypothalamus with these stupid shots. Okay, and then they're eating all the soy and all the aluminum-loaded foods and the nanoparticles in the food. You're creating the dynamic for self-destruction. Like I said, if you feel the need to give your child a vaccine, then please take the shot first. Do what a good parent would do. Protect the child. Okay? Unless you're not a good parent and you don't give a shit. That's different. But if you're a good parent and you feel the need to get a child vaccinated, then roll up the arm or grab your ankles, either one, bend over, pull it up, and let them give you the shot. And then see how you feel and the ordeal you go through and how many years it's going to take for you to undo the damage of that vaccine. That would be my challenge to you as a parent. I'm a parent. Was a parent. My kids are grown. If I had known then what I know today, the 5 shots that they did get would not have gotten them. That would have been a complete avoidance. But today, if you have children, seriously, consider what we're telling you. We don't need damaged children. We don't need kids with damaged DNA. Right. Is that it?
Oh, well, I was just about to ask a question that I think is going to... You might as well answer it, because people are going to be... I mean, you started off with this. The media does a great job of scaring the shit out of people into what would happen if you don't get it. You know, on the news, all the shit that comes out with all these viruses and all these, you know, diseases and everything, that if you don't get it, you know, vaccines are supposed to be the best known thing to man, or humankind, that'll prevent or whatever these diseases. So you might as well address that question now.
All right. Only 1% of the population do the vaccines actually work on. That's the actual statistic. 1%. Okay. The rest it destroys. And there is absolutely no research anywhere that you will find anywhere on the planet that vaccines actually work. And that came from a research institute down in Australia. Okay, so to validate this, common sense tells you can't put shit in the body and expect the body to work. You can't poison the body, disrupt the DNA, the biological balance from the brain down below without, I mean, it's basically just research it. Do a definition research on everything that's there. And why do we have such vagaries even in the formulation here? Because there's shit in there they don't want you to know what they're doing.
Right. If it read as aborted human, aborted human matter or whatever.
I mean, viral protein. What the hell's a viral protein?
Right.
So we're taking a virus now, putting it in the person. So now we're also altering the genetic code. So now the DNA and the genetic code and the chromosomes will now start producing this virus. This is what's going on. This is sabotage all the way around. This is designed to sabotage you. Okay, 12 scientists wound up dead or missing because they figured out that the vaccines were shutting down a protein called GCMAF by producing something called nogalase. Nogalase wipes out this protein, which opens you up to about 70% infection rate. So this is not doing you any good whatsoever. None. And anybody that would promote this stuff, seriously, if you have a doctor promoting this, they are again sabotaging you. They're undermining your health. They're creating a dynamic so that in the next 10 or 20 years, you're going to keep coming back to them for drugs. This is how the drug industry works. This is how they work. They get you when you're young. It's now embedded into your genetic code. Your genetic code then starts to manufacture these things in the body, and then you're going out and buying all kinds of stuff to trying to negate or neutralize what was done to you as a child. What's fluoride? What is formaldehyde doing in a child? What is aluminum being put in a child? I mean, one of the most toxic metals on the planet. Mercury. Sheep, baby, monkey genes. What's that doing in there? Why am I putting another child's DNA into my child? Or a monkey's DNA into my child? Why is that in there? See, they make the stuff with these things, but then that DNA gets transferred into your DNA. And then you wonder why we have a problem. That's what I said. Some of you do not have a brain. This is one of the reasons why you don't have a brain. And some of you will follow tradition right to the gates of hell. Even if it's going to kill you, you will follow tradition. And no thinking. No investigating. No researching the facts. They haven't prevented anything as far as disease goes. What has caused the decline in disease is hygiene. Clean running water. Taking a bath. Keeping things clean. That's what actually caused the reverse on decline of all these diseases. The bubonic plague was cleared up not by the doctors or the medical industry. It was cleared up by the engineers that diverted the fresh water and the toilet water into two different piles. Once that happened, the people of Europe became well again. It wasn't the medical people that cured them.
So what about polio, for example?
Polio, what about it? It's the simplest thing to fix.
That's not common knowledge.
It was. It was in the 50s.
Well, people were talking about being like on what they call. Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Is it rickets or what? All these like.
All these diseases were easy to fix. These were nothing but deficiencies in the body. That's why you had these issues. That's why with even the Morgellons, they tell you got a mold or you got a Lyme or you got this. It's because your body's becoming depleted from the things that protect the body. Copper is a big protector in the body. So is zinc. So is selenium. So is iodine. So is boron. And what have they done? They've told you iodine was poison. Selenium is poison. Oh my gosh, you're poison. Copper. Oh, the bullshit about copper and how toxic and copper is, and with all these medical doctors in this health industry, that's one of the worst things that ever happened to this health industry. Is you got medical people getting involved and saying, "Well, you shouldn't be using that too much; it's going to cause." They have no clue. They don't learn this stuff. They don't know how this stuff works. They just know how to give you a drug. Well, they give you this supplement, doesn't work, so you come see them for a drug. This is how they're playing the game. It's another form of sabotage. Copper sulfate, copper ascorbate, copper citrate killed polio. They knew this. There was no epidemic of polio. They created this pandemonium and this frenzy. If you look at the vaccine, The Hidden Truth, done by an Australian group, they show you that when the whooping cough was at its height and it was going down, when they gave the people the vaccines, it went back up again. How the hell is that a cure?
Mm-hmm.
It went up, not down. So all you're being injected with is nanocomposites, nanoparticles, nanorobots. that are just going into your gene pool.
What was the one that was interesting this winter that happened? It was like it happened in Toronto. They had no idea where it came from. I think it was measles.
Oh,
had a few cases of measles.
And then California, and the Californians went, oh, my vaccine. I'm like, what the bloody hell's wrong with these people?
but it was funny.
Kids get measles because that's what triggers the immune system. That's a normal response. You don't need a shot for that. Jeez. That's what I mean, brain damage. You know.
So what about hepatitis?
What about it? What about it?
Well, they're making it seem like you go away somewhere and you get the shit in the water, you get bit by a bug or whatever, now you get hepatitis C and.
We had a guy, no word of a lie, he had hepatitis, called me up, said I got hepatitis. So we gave him Forno. All we gave him was vitamin C, every 3 hours, milk thistle and dandelion root, combined to 3. Took them all at the same time. And he did them every 3 hours. Called me back up. He'd gone to his doctor. Doctor said, oh, you'll never cure the thing, blah, 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 all that bullshit that they told him. You'll never cure it, you'll never cure it, you'll never cure it. Calls me back up. He says he went back to the doctor, couldn't find the metabolite, couldn't find the enzymes, liver was back to normal, no more hepatitis, nothing. Now, how is it a simple guy like me, guy just knows some stuff, that's all I am, just a guy who knows some stuff, can figure this out with all these guys with all their diplomas and certifications and all this other bullshit, all this plump and fluff and all this can't figure. They haven't cured Jack Diddley for 60 years.
I'm curious, what the response even was. Like, what are the okay, that's fantastic, that's great news. Next, or what do you want to actually know? How did you do that? Because the
doctor did ask me, he didn't tell him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, why? What for? He says, oh, he says he's not going to learn anything anyway. The doctor was basically stunned. He says, what? Nothing. And that's not the first time that's happened.
Right.
I've had it happen down in Arizona with a young gal. She had hepatitis all her life, and we gave her a different formula. 3 months. The doctor said, holy. He said, someone must have made a mistake on your chart because your chart's saying you've got all this and you're coming up clean.
Yeah.
These things are fixable. All this stuff is fixable. Okay, but again, you keep following these medical, and if you practice alternatives the way the doctors do it, some of these doctors anyway, some of them are good, some of them are really good, some of them are just assholes. But you follow some of these guys, you'll never fix it because they're not designing to fix it. When you come see me or you talk to me, I'm not interested in you coming back 99 visits. I don't want to see you 99 times. I might like you and everything, and as a friend and everything, but I don't want to see you for that reason. I want to see if you come to see me it's because you're in good health or maybe something else has occurred. But basically, let's fix this.
Mm-hmm.
You better get into this thing in your head. Let's fix this.
Okay, let's talk about 2 more.
Okay.
Go back to whooping cough.
Whooping cough.
Yeah. I know you said that it goes down, then they introduce a vaccine, now it goes back up. So what happens if a child were to get whooping cough now?
Get a humidifier, put some copper and iodine and aspirin in the humidifier, and let him breathe it. Should be gone in about a day.
Really?
Iodine deficiency, copper deficiency.
Whooping cough?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lungs, iodine.
Okay.
Iodine is divine. Even when it says poison on it, that's what you need. Iodine. Okay, vitamin C is another thing. Some of the more basic elements you need are phosphorus, sulfur, iodine, and salts. What I mean by salts, I mean minerals. Potassium, magnesium, whatever. Okay, these are the key core minerals and things you need to maintain good health. Selenium should be at the top of the list. Iodine should be at the top of the list. Zinc should be at the top of the list. Boron should be at the top of the list. These and manganese should be at the top of the list because these are the ones that really kick butt and take no prisoners. But because you're eating glyphosate-loaded food, all those minerals are being flushed out of your body. When I say leave the grains alone, leave the soy alone, that's all glyphosate. When you're giving a child baby formula, in the United States and Canada, here anyway, it's all soy shit. And it's loaded with glyphosates. So your kid is always hungry. He might be full, but he's hungry because he's not getting the nutrition he needs. Or very little of it. And glyphosates do not break down in the colon. You have to flush that out. You have to pull that crap out of your system. So if you go on my webpage and look at the glyphosate link, there's ways and means to do this. Go check it out. Alrighty.
Okay, 3 minutes, one more.
Okay.
Tetanus.
Tetanus, what about it?
Just because they have a vaccine for it.
High doses of vitamin C. Okay. High doses of iodine. It takes it out. Again, these things, when they do happen to you, can be fixed. There's nothing in this shit here, in all honesty, that you can't fix with an alternative. But see, there's two things that have happened. One, if you don't take the shot, I'm going to tell you something about the shot. This is already starting in some of the countries.
2 minutes.
Okay. In some of the countries, if you don't get a vaccine, if you're on welfare or some sort of assistance or getting a pension, they're going to stop giving you the pension. This almost sounds like the mark of the beast, because the Bible says the mark of the beast you can't buy or sell without this mark. Okay? And usually when they give you these damn shots, you leave a hell of a mark in wealth. So, and it says on the right hand or forehead. That could be the arm. Because again, when you're looking at the Semitic tongue, the hand, when it says right hand, it could be the right arm. So, I'm not saying it is the mark of the beast. I'm just saying it really sounds a lot like it. And that's coming to a country near you. Because whatever they do in the Commonwealth, from the United States down to Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and Great Britain, and all points in between, whatever they start on one end, they usually implement it throughout the whole Commonwealth. That's what goes on. So, you need to be aware, you need to be awake, and you need to remove either parliamentarians or congressmen or senators out of their position if they are going to support the drug industry. They get hundreds of thousands of dollars to endorse these bastards, and that's who's running the countries these days. It's your agro-genetics, your pharmaceuticals, and your banks. Your vote really means so little today, but your voice as a collective means a lot, and that's the check and balance. So, again, reiterate, want to give your child a shot, take it first. Like I said, roll up the arm, grab your ankles, whatever it takes, get it in you. Get it in you, get it way in you, and then see what goes on. Now you'll feel what your children have been feeling. And that's the bottom line. If you're a parent, then you should be protecting your bloodlines. And if you're not willing to do that, then you know what? They're done. And if you're being coerced into taking a vaccine, then you take it first. All right, give it to me first. Okay, see what happens. I see what my kid's going to feel. Alrighty? Okay. So, to the next segment. To your health.